All right, so I'm going to tell you the truth about joeamericacommunity.com. And I'm going to start off with he is a for profit Republican, a rhino. He doesn't care about Trump or the movement. He's an opportunist, and you'll see that he will continue to plug himself and self promote. So I ran an admin group with him previously, right before the election, about 30,000 people. We were banned, I want to say 2 days before the election. It was a bummer. No major violations, just banned. All those admins reached out to me, see if we would start another group. So right after the elections, he luckily named the group Nationwide Recount 2020, fed off all of our emotions about how we wanted the recount, seen the fraud. Everybody needed to voice something needed to change. We needed to help and expose everything. So he pushed a petition successfully, got like 100,000 votes, and just everyone organically was joining this. Everyone was inviting friends. Everybody wanted to figure out what was going on. And once it blew up, I'd say to 90,000 people or so, he was permanently banned on his Facebook. So then it was in limbo. There was like 6 admins or so, maybe 7 admins, and we promoted a few more. And he was always the owner. And in the background on Telegram, which I'll get into all these logs and show you exactly who he is and what he's doing. Likewise, where he calls me a Nazi, his own admin, and I have proof and I'll show it, is the one that said it. He blurted out and said that I said it. So he's slandering me and my family, and he got 24 hours to apologize, or I'm contacting Facebook and it's going to be some problems. But other than that, he is pushing his book and pushing his community. He is the one that's disabling the post. He's the one disabling the comments. He's telling us to tell everyone else it's Facebook doing it. And at first I thought it was, but it's him. He ended up making another admin or another alt account because he couldn't get back in. We promoted him to admin, and then he was intentionally trying to get the group banned. He's just trying to build this little network, which I do agree he should be pushing people to other networks such as MeWe or Parler or something separate, but not his little bullshit joeamericacommunity.com. Like, who cares? Everyone that's watching this knows they're doing this for Trump. They're pushing to help. We're trying to help Trump go. But he's only trying to help Joe America. I'm not a Joe America American. I'm a MAGA type America First American. So I'm going to get into all these details and show you exactly how he's a for-profit Republican, and that's all that he cares about. And just to clarify, in these images, Stoner Rob is Joe America. I'll find the post, but he basically said, I was so high when I wrote my book, and I'm always so high when I post these things. So it's a massive stoner. All right, so these next few images, and it's probably going to take a couple of minutes to get through them all, are coming from Facebook, Telegram, and Parler. So what happened is when he was banned, he was still requesting things in the background. Like when he was banned, he said, "Oh, bummer! I wish I would have told them about my book." And I was like, "Hey, well, we have people who will probably be banned. Send me an email. Yeah, I'll make a posting. Hey, this is the guy that created the group. Here's his book. Not a big deal. One-off thing. Cool. Deserve it. Awesome." But after he got that, he realized he was getting thousands and thousands of people following his little Joe America list or whatever he keeps calling it. He said he had like 1,300. Now he has 25,000 people that are on his email list. So good for him. But the power went to his head. And when we realized that he was saying, don't post anything, no more post, only 2 posts completely per day in this entire group. He didn't want it to be banned, but he also didn't want any information to get out. So what ended up happening is he demanded that it would be his Joe America community with his book pinned to the top at all times. Like everyone that goes to this place needs to see it, and then from there you'd see that if you go back, there's a day or two where there's only Parler posts. Hey, join us on Parler. Hey, join us on MeWe, and there's nothing relevant whatsoever. So the big fallout was when Rudy Giuliani came through, and he had his statement with Sidney Powell, and that's when I just opened up comments and I was accepting everything, and I pinned Rudy to the very top, and everything came through perfectly. Everyone started posting. We started filtering like crazy. I think that day I filtered 5,000 posts. Like filtered in the sense of like removed the duplicates, threw away the garbage of the spam, and really allowed everyone to post what they felt. No comments turned off, and I was on that all day long. That was big breaking news. Once they found out I did that, there was a call to attention. What is going on? Do not accept any posts. Do not allow them to talk. And that left a bad taste in 6 of about 10, maybe 11 admins' mouth. I didn't talk to a couple. I talked to the close ones that I know. It was my family that was in there. My wife, my sister, my best friend. I have cousins. Like, majority of that group that was being ran was my family from the very beginning. And he was banned very early. There was, I think, maybe 3 other admins that were in there. One of them is pretty cool. After we did our little coup thing, which I'll explain the reasons why, I did invite back 2 mods that were good people. I won't give their names out, and they asked for me to blur them out, so on these images I will blur them out. One of them is still an admin even after all of this, so you can see what side she's on. So if you want to know who it is, just go look in there and you'll see who it is. But other than that, yeah, we took over the group, I guess, Saturday night, and the reason for that was we had been talking about this for a few days and realized we have a tool here, a very powerful tool to help Trump with his reelection, with getting the word out, letting people speak their mind, finding voter fraud, posting things. And on the flip side, it was we're not allowed to say anything, and this now has to be used as an advertising tool for selfish, narcissistic reasons for specifically JoeAmericaCommunity.com. It just snowballed. So we decided, hey, Saturday night, if things don't change, we're just going to kick them all out, change the rules, knowing that he's still the owner, and if he gets his Facebook back, that we would all be removed. But we no longer wanted our family name branded to that little shitty website. So we said, hey, let's go out with a bang. Let's show what this group was supposed to be. Like, how was this thing supposed to work? And everyone loved it. I'll show you the comments. People were like, hey, it was great when the Russells were running it. You turned off the comments. Like, why are you disabling the comments? Why are you disabling the post? And then he comes back and he's like, hey, I'll re-enable the comments, but we're just not going to accept anything or the post, and we're just not going to approve anything until Valentine's Day. It's just a bunch of bullshit, and he's just going to keep pushing his book, pushing his newsletter, and he's got everyone. He's got a big following in there, and which is great if it was used appropriately. Like, if he was actually fighting for Trump, not a for-profit Republican. It's very sad, but again, I don't want to contact Facebook and jeopardize a tool that Trump could potentially use, but he does need to keep my name out of his mouth. All right, so the first thing that we're going to settle right now is I did not make any Nazi reference. I had no clue what this was. I'm scrolling through the actual Facebook Messenger comments. If you scroll up, you can see that this guy Atticus or something like that is the one that made this Nazi reference right here. That is his admin. And when we pull up what he posted, you can see the A in front of it. So to be a part of this nationwide recount 2020 at this point, you have actual Nazis as admin making Nazi references here. That's very sad. So Facebook, like, maybe you should do something, not sure, but this is definitely for profit. Why did we do this? Why did we take over the group? He doesn't care about Trump. He's pushing his community, his books. I've proven all of that. I've shown you all the text, everything that needs to go along with it. He's a habitual liar, and it's just completely sad. He doesn't care about Trump. He is a for-profit Republican. He's a rhino. It's just incredibly sad what he's done with this tool that I was trying to use that can actually help Trump in his voter election, all the fraud, everything. If you go back to when I actually took control, when we knew we were done, you can see like everything was accurate. We were making good posts. People could actually post. We were posting headline news. He turned it off. And now take a look. Look at what people are saying today. You can't post. I can't comment. He's a fascist at this point. He's worse than Facebook. Like, this whole group is just complete bullshit after this now. And finally, why did we decide to do the coup? Obviously, I've stated the reasons why. But it really comes down to, I posted something about Facebook throttling us, and I got a 3-day ban. And it seemed like they were, maybe they weren't, I don't know, not going to go there. But they banned me and they gave us a violation. That's what's in the admin panel, and that's what he's showing. I posted something, and I'll show it what it is. And it was something so innocent. My sister got a violation for approving a post from a user, and the thing says, Rose approved a post that went against our terms of service, and that was the second violation. So he's all up in panic about this thing. But what actually was going on is I messaged him and I said, "Hey, listen, I posted something very similar to what you said. Be careful." And he said, "Oh, we're being shadow banned." And when I said being throttled, shadow banned, it's the same thing. And he's like, "No, I put a bunch of spaces in front of it. Ho ho. It's inevitable if we get banned." And I'm like, "No, you're going to get the whole group disabled. Like, we shouldn't be doing this right now." And he just didn't care. He was upset that his account was banned. He was on an alt posting random bullshit, trying to get everybody over to Mimi and the parlor, trying to promote his book. It's just the whole thing is just a disgrace. All right, so the final thing that I want to say is they were trying to turn this into a definitely a profit by starting a GoFundMe, trying to make money off of everyone, when everyone here was only for Trump. We all created this, invited our own friends and family. I put a lot of time into the whole thing, and I'll show you what they were doing. They're planning on making a GoFundMe, try to get funding for selfish reasons. It's very sad. Very sad. Everyone that did watch this know that if you're in that group, you join for Trump, not for Joe America.